Hey folks, welcome back to the channel and another today in Tarkov. We get a back one up here pretty quick from the last one. We had some interesting stuff happen this weekend. I want to let you guys know what's going on. So let's not waste any time and get right into it. Okay, so yesterday there was the PC gaming show. Happens every year, but BSG had a spotlight video they put in there. It got called the 1.0 trailer by PC Gaming, but I think BSG may have dialed that back a little bit. Looking at it here, what you can see is it's called On the Edge of Darkness for PC Gaming show. And it's a pretty good video. It's only, what is it, a minute and 45 long. Go check it out. I'll throw a link down in the description. But we're going to talk about it. So spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it real quick if you want to, or if you don't care, listen to it. Now, there was nothing groundbreaking in the video per se. Mostly stuff we saw before. I think the coolest two things we got were that we got to see proper and hear proper. All he's been to us in the past is a portrait and some poorly translated Russian text and tasks. But now he's got a voice, he's got an animation, he's moving, and hopefully we're going to see him in game. Throughout the video, he gives a bit of a speech about moving through Tarkov and arena and finally escaping from Tarkov and all that. I'll leave it for you. Make sure you have closed caption on because it is all in Russian. But the visuals are really what stood out for me. The big one is where the crane is tipping over. A lot of people are talking about this. I ran out there and looked. There is no crane there right now, so this is obviously something they're going to add in the future. So we don't know if this is just a cutscene for part of the 1.0 storyline quest, if this is going to be an event that happens to launch a terminal because this is where the terminal is supposed to be, I believe, is on the other side of this thing. And that whole introduction is supposed to happen with 1.0 as well. We're not supposed to get terminal till the release of the game. But there's nothing going on out there right now. There is no crane. There is no hole in the wall. So there's no event or anything. This wasn't hinting at anything like BSG likes to do sometimes. So don't worry about that. And if you're going to go out there, check it out. Be careful because there are landmines in that area. Don't get yourself blown up. Now, whether this is a cutscene or something else is nearly impossible to tell. We did get a glimpse of Destructible Environments a long time ago when they first teased Streets. They showed a quick clip of somebody shooting a jail at a wall and blowing a wall open and creating an opening that you could walk through. It's in Concordia. That place is open right now in the game. Like, there's nothing there. You don't need this whole blow open wall thing to move through there. So whether that was just a test and they were playing around with maybe some new mechanics and didn't go that way, I don't know whether we're going to get some kind of destructible stuff on maps or not. But again, I don't think this was anything more than a cutscene, to be honest with you. So I wouldn't read too much into it. Only time is going to really tell. Now, another really big one. Nikita tweeted out a quick clip of the Simplified Armor hit zones. Now, if you don't know what this is, we talked about it in the Tarkov TV recap. This is going to happen in June, an update this month. They're going to be updating the Armor Hitbox zones. So these black boxes, as you see, are the representations of the armor hitbox zones. And the things that they said they're going to do is they're going to simplify them in this fact that they're going to make them all the same shape. So it doesn't matter if you're using Russian armor or NATO armor or Western armor, whatever you want to call it. They're all going to be the same shape. And you can see that here on the front here, even though with the green boxes, you can see it's just one big square versus this would have been the more Russian style plate, the double plates, if you will. Maybe not the double plates, but the bigger, more stomach covering plates that the Russians ran versus the NATO ones, which tend to just sit high up on the rib cage. Along with that, they're making them bigger. You can see that all the way around, even on the side here. The front was obviously bigger. Let me pause this so it doesn't move. But the side plates, you can see there's a lot more coverage on the side, and even the back. You can see how the plate essentially kind of covers everything except right where the shoulder blade is. Rotate around to the other side. And the other big part is that you can see you're covering the armpit hitbox. So even on those kind of front-facing shots that a lot of us die to armpit, even though we're facing somebody, as you can see right here, that is covered. Now, one concern I do have slightly, and I guess it depends, and we'll test this when they put this out. We'll do all sorts of testing. I guess one concern I have is, when you're aiming at a character, you're about facing right here. I can see white in there. So does this mean that there's still a gap where we can find through the armor on the side, but it's really small? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. That might completely miss the character. That might go through and hit the back for all we know. We'll just have to figure out what's going to happen with the testing. But I think this is a good change It's going to push armor back more to where it was before with full coverage of the hitboxes. Even though it's not all still there, you're still going to have what looks like a pretty little bit of a hole right here on the side that you're going to be able to get to that hitbox, which I guess would be the armpit hitbox, maybe just, which is a thorax hitbox. So side shots in here still have the potential to get through, probably through the shoulder as well. And then what's going to happen with the neck hitbox kind of remains to be seen, if they pulled that out or if they are going to make it work differently as far as what's going to be coverage. I mean, this comes up, you can see how much higher this comes up and covers higher on the chest, but the neck hitbox is still going to be a thing. And then last but not least, if you haven't finished Easy Money Part 1 yet, it looks like they changed it. This is a screenshot from somebody in my Discord that hasn't finished the task. And as you can see here, it looks much different than what it did before. Even mine looks different. So this is one of my screenshots of after I finished it. You know, I've got all 6 of these lines here about finding the posters and then planting the posters. Well, if you go look here real quick and look at the completed tasks down here where I've got Easy Money Part 1, it's only 2 lines now. So what I did is I had tweeted at Nikita and had asked him, hey, maybe having a lighthouse plant in the middle of the water treatment plant isn't super fair for people that pick bear, because it's hard to get in the water treatment plant as a bear, especially at low level, because you're going to be doing this task at low level 5. I did notice that he liked the tweet this morning. It gave me a notification for that, and then I got people telling me that they changed this. So I don't think this is how it's supposed to stay. Usually when they're tweaking tasks like this, they kind of get wonky with the readouts. It might take an hour or two and it'll look better, but looks like you might not have to do lighthouse anymore for the task. I hope it doesn't stay that way. I liked the process of it. My suggestion was more about just doing something outside of the treatment plant, or maybe on a different map that isn't so leaned heavily versus USEC versus bear like the rogue aggro is. But I think maybe this was just for now. I don't know. It seems a little knee jerk for me, but I'm not going to complain because I think it's a move in the right direction. So all ups and ups there with what we got from Nikita the last 2 days. One thing I almost forgot to mention here is that the task event hustle is going to be available till June 11th now, until it says 10 a.m. BST, 5 a.m. EDT. So that boils down to obviously 5 a.m. East Coast time, 2 a.m. Pacific in the United States. That's 9 a.m. GMT for anybody in Europe. You can go off of that. And then down in Sydney, it's 7 p.m. same day for our almost time traveling friends, this time down under. So you have till tomorrow basically to get the event done. If you're wondering what that is, Hustle is the task from Jaeger. It's the big boss event where you got to kill all the bosses. They are still on reserve and they will be till tomorrow morning. Just so you guys know, it was the 9th. They said they were going to pull them off the 9th, which was yesterday, but they obviously didn't. And yeah, now we're here. So that's that. But that's pretty much it. That wraps up the video. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out my music, link down in the description below. It's free to listen to. It supports me as a content creator. And if you're a content creator, you can use it in your YouTube videos and your Twitch streams without the fear of DMC takedowns or copyright strikes. That's what we made it for, was for the community. So you don't have to deal with those pain in the ass record labels and all the bullshit that they have. It's just their lo-fi music. Go check it out. Let me know what you think, what you like. But as always, appreciate you guys watching. I wish you the best of luck in your raids, and we'll see you in Tarkov.